Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another monthly conversation. This is the 1 year milestone, bro.
Milestone,
Let's go.
Yeah. It's been 1 year, that's crazy.
I know, man. So a year since we've been doing this. A year since we've been doing this. Most of you probably don't know us, so I'm Ben.
Well, no, actually like 11 months and 27 days.
Most of you don't know us, so my name is Ben. I'm a YouTuber. This is George. He's a real estate agent.
Yes, indeed. Well, realtor, you know.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, there is actually.
I'm not gonna get into that.
We gotta stick with the formality of things.
My name is Ben, and I am a content creator.
I bet you got that in your LinkedIn.
The reason we do this is to basically keep in check with each other's goals of like how we want our lives to be and what kind of things we want to accomplish.
Yeah, and we thought it'd be a cool idea to, you know, do exactly what we're doing today and look back at where we were at a certain time. And I think this would be really cool to look back on like 3, 5, 10 years from now, you know, because I mean, it's crazy how much things have changed in just 1 year. So to just even like imagine where we'll be at later down the road, you know, the sky's the limit, man. But we're gonna get into that. This is a very special episode. Oh man, I still have the same creepy smile.
You gotta pause every time you talk, bro.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I still have the same creepy smile.
So it's gonna be called Dream the Impossible, right? And name something completely crazy that you think you'll have done by 2025, within 5 years.
Oh, by 2025?
Yeah.
Damn, I actually set like some things in place for like where I want to be at that like point in life. I don't know, how old will I be?
What was it, George?
20.
Okay, well, I kind of like envision myself by the time I'm 25, you know, to have like. Well, I guess we'll go into that, right?
Go into
well,
it.
No, this is
bro, I'm so fucking stupid. You asked me the question, and like I'm just like beating the bush here. I'm never good at like directly answering a question, you know.
That's kind of a skill. You could be a politician.
True. Damn. Yeah. I have a way of prolonging things.
The introduction, well, a little segment I want to do in the beginning, that's like, just name a simple thing or like anything that you could, like crazy that
I want to have
kind of like be stupid. Deadass?
Well, like, I mean, we haven't really gotten into it yet, but what I ultimately want to do is get into real estate, you know, be a real estate agent. And,
realtor.
You know, obviously there's like a lot of marketing that goes into...
Realtor?
My like understanding of marketing has changed like so much since since this. Like I thought having a billboard was like the end all be all, you know. If that's the proper phrase, but like I don't know why I was so like dead set. No, you did give your answer. I remember now. Right when I said that, you were saying that you want to be like not a millionaire, but have $1 million by your 25. Then you told me, if I don't have $1 million by I'm 25, I'll cut off my dick or something. And then we just went on like probably a 5-minute tangent about how we cut your dick off. Right when you turn 25 and you got like $900,000 in the bank, I'm like, sorry Ben, but it's not $900,000 is great and all, but it's not $1 million.
What's your some milestones that, like, looking forward now? Has that changed? Has your answer changed?
Happened. Oh, absolutely. I have no interest in having a billboard.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, my like goal with marketing now is like all digital, like through social media, and that's what I've discovered through real estate is my main driver for being in real estate is because of my passion for marketing. You know, I like the systems behind it, how I can create this one piece of content, and then it's always there, and it's kind of like a passive way to generate leads. So that I like how you're able to systematize like creating content, because like I'll write a blog and then I'll post that blog on my website, and then I'll use what I wrote from that blog as the script for my video. And I like fucking love that shit, how I'm able to make the most out of doing one thing, you know.
No, man, absolutely. It's extremely interesting. Like, even for me, even though I haven't been taking other outside of YouTube seriously, I do have a podcast now.
Yeah.
And I'm taking your inspiration from that. Like, I'm inspired by how you've been able to do it and figure it out.
Yeah.
And for
by
me,
the way, that's freaking sick that you got your own podcast now.
I know, man. It's crazy. My answer was to have $1 million in assets. I've kind of switched up on that. Not have, like, to be honest with you, I don't really care about the specific number of million. I just want to retire my family. By 2025 or maybe 2026, around that time, it's not really too. It's not like a year late. A year late, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a failure.
Throw in the towel.
Yeah,
but I missed my chance.
Yeah, man, just to retire my family, that would be a major dream.
That's your main driver.
Get a job when you're young, which is what I wish I did earlier, like you did in high school, because it really develops like a work ethic, especially when you're working on like one of those hands-on jobs.
You get value from it. You learn something. The people I meet in my job are definitely like just more positive than any other job I've been in. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
is that still true? Was it a positive environment at Chick-fil-A?
So, I think when I first got in, I was a very hopeful person, optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after like a month or two, I was like, what the fuck? Why am I here?
Right.
Like,
well, like, what did you not like about working there?
It was the heat of summer. I see the value in like developing that skill of perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't the type of person to, I don't know, I didn't want to stick through it because it kind of, I didn't have a reason to stick to
keep
it.
working there.
Yeah, and I see what I was saying with like people being positive there, because it is to a certain extent, and there are the negative Nellies.
Oh yeah,
but
everywhere there are.
I think, yeah, maybe I was just being, I think I was telling a truth there.
Just to get like, you know, the hands-on experience, make some like income so you can start like saving up.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, you know, ultimately you want to become like an investor or a business owner, because that's like the best way to generate wealth. But you need money in order to you know, start off. You don't need too much, and that's the great thing about the path to wealth is you just need to have some money to start with, and from there you can grow it to however much you desire it to.
I'm gonna take this off because I keep laughing. Like I'm about to bust out laughing because we're talking about
like serious,
serious shit. And I just every time I look at your hat, I'm about to start laughing.
There's a smiley shark, bro. I'm able to take you seriously with the shark hat. Well, I can't really see myself right now. Do I look stupid?
No, I just kept thinking about it. Like, I agree with you, man. If I, throughout high school, actually went and got a job and had that mindset of, I'm going to do this and get some value out of it, then I really would have at least been a year ahead of what I am now.
Oh, yeah. I think the same way. And, you know, you can't really dwell on, you know, not being able to do this in the past. It's just the fact that we're actually starting now and latching on to our passion. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, that you know how lucky we are to have found our life purpose at such a young age.
Please take the hat off. I'm sorry. We're talking about life purpose. And I keep thinking about.
Come on, bro. I like that hat.
I know. I just keep thinking, bro.
Fine. Everyone at least has one opportunity in their life where they have the chance to follow their life purpose. You know, everybody was born for a reason, and you're at least given one chance to pursue that. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we were given that chance last year. Mm-hmm. And we can't take it for granted because we don't know if we'll ever get another chance. So I mean, there's some people who chase for their life's purpose and don't find it like until they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. You know, so the fact that we're able to start at like such a young age, I mean,
is like one of the most important things to me, and I know to you too, is like generating enough of passive income to be able to sustain like my livelihood. That's where I want to get to in my life, where I don't have to worry about, you know, making ends meet every like month or so. Yeah, because like I hate how sometimes people will like kind of create this mentality of like, you know, money is evil, and you know, you shouldn't like be so focused on kind of building up your wealth. But it's just more so like, you know, money is just like, it's not the thing that'll bring happiness into your life, but it's definitely like,
it's definitely important.
One of the factors that plays a role. I want to be comfortable and not have to worry.
For sure,
about all that shit.
Yeah, if there's there's something that pisses me off is like that shit's not taught in like, it's not just Asian culture, but like just common. I guess just for me specifically, it's Asian culture is just to get a job and then focus on going up the corporate ladder or something. We definitely got better at speaking.
Did we? Yeah, I would say so.
At expressing our ideas.
Expressing ourselves. Well, I mean, because we were talking about big boy shit.
Yeah, man.
Right there. And I mean, I feel like we didn't really understand what we were saying. I didn't know what I was saying.
I think we had an idea.
Yeah.
What we wanted to say.
We knew where we wanted to get, but we didn't know why. And I think that's what we figured out over this time. You know, I mean, building up passive income and living a comfortable life, that sounds great to anyone. I mean, who wouldn't want to get money handed over to them from investments that they built up? But wanting something, in order to want something, you have to know why you want it. And I think from doing these monthly check-ins, over time we were able to figure out what our like main drivers are, why it is we want to become wealthy in the future. Not because it's all glamorous, but because of, you know, what it's able to provide us. It gives you the opportunity to retire a family. It gives me the opportunity to, you know, take care of my family as well, my current family and my future family. You know, what I'm doing now, and I'm sure what you're doing as well, is we're sacrificing our 20s so that we can live the rest of our life. You know, I mean, the level of success that we want, working, you know, these long ass days, it's required. And I wouldn't recommend it to everyone, because I don't think everyone has the ability to handle this kind of level of work for an extended period of time, because it'll break you if you don't have a strong enough why. And I would elaborate. I would add on to that like two things. So stemming off the why reason, when it comes to, I don't think it's just to point this out. I don't think it's about the amount of hours or the amount of effort that you. I think effort is important. And also, as you lean into it more and more, it's very, very important to find the process that you enjoy. Yeah. Which we both are like figuring out more and more. Yeah. Like when you found out you didn't like cold calling, right? Cold calling. Yeah. When I found out the multiple types of videos that I didn't like doing, and stumbled upon what I do now. And even now, when I started my podcast, I'm so grateful for that, because I enjoy that process. So I think people, if they have the commitment to get past those, whether it's first few months, first few years of not enjoying it, with the mindset of I will enjoy it in the future,
or I will enjoy it, and I'll figure out the process I enjoy. Well, you taking the courses?
Well, yeah, it's what I'm doing right now. Basically, to get your license in Maryland, it varies in every state, but what's required is that you have to be 18 years old, which, that's a check mark off the list. You gotta be in good standing, whatever that fucking means. That's actually like a requirement listed. No, just like in good standing, I guess. Like, I can't be a felon, which I'm not.
That's funny how I had to like clarify that. You can't be a felon, which, for the record, I'm not.
No, I got a speeding ticket, but it was a warning. So
you want to dox yourself like that?
Yeah.
Why did you want to become a real estate agent?
It was just off a whim, really. Like I think a lot of people they start off in their careers not really knowing why they're getting into it. I don't know, like...
Yeah, I feel you. Because when I wanted to do YouTube, I didn't know why.
Yeah, and over time, through trial and error, you figure out why it is like you actually decided to get into that career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare that someone follows, like, their life calling, like, they know right away, oh, this is what I was born for. Mm-hmm. No, you got to figure that out. And, I mean, luckily, real estate was for me. I think it's cool how it all lined up this way. Mm-hmm. How the first time we ever, like when we started this, I was just getting into real estate, and now like I've hit my first major milestone in real estate. Sometimes you just have to like get into what it is you want to do rather than, you know, taking your time to try to prepare for it, because you're never going to be fully prepared for anything, no matter how much time you put into it. So it's just better to like go straight in and, you know, learn from the mistakes you make. Like obviously you don't want to make really big mistakes, and that's what your time to prepare for helps you like avoid. But like the little mistakes, those are fine, because, you know, you can weather those, and from that, you know, next time not to do that, and you learn a lot of things out of like those small failures.
I really feel like college is gonna be a setback for me, because I'm gonna be putting in all this time into getting a diploma that I don't plan on using. I mean, it's gonna be good to have something to fall back on. If I don't even want to think about the idea of, like, you know, real estate not working out for me, because I know it just has to. Yeah. If you have the smallest feeling of doubt in the back of your mind that like things aren't gonna work out, then it's just gonna like take over your entire mindset.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that?
On what?
What you just said about college and how it would set you back, and about the mindset of like having it to fall back on.
I think that college, I still believe that college will like set me back in my career of real estate, but I feel like if I don't finish it, then that'll be like on the back of my mind for like the rest of my life. Not because I want to use my degree, but because, you know, all my life I've been working towards getting a college degree, because that's what I believe I needed. So I feel like I'd be kind of throwing away like that whole part of my life. And, you know, everybody has their own opinion on like their parents wanting their children to get a college degree and like the kids being forced to get it. But I feel like I'm obligated to see through college and get my degree, because I mean that's what my parents worked their whole lives for, is for me to get my diploma, and that's my way of like saying thank you to them. And I feel like it'd be a kick in the face for me to, you know, just not throw in the towel, but, you know, I feel like it would be selfish of me to not finish college, and I've already come this far, so I just have to deal with it. I see it as a roadblock rather than like, oh man, I'm not gonna be successful in life now because of the years I spent in college.
Alright. I'm just wondering, because I respect you for that, seriously. Because I wasn't able to do it. That's the thing. I didn't want to. So I respect you for taking that, seeing it, and having the perseverance to deal with it in your positive way.
Yeah. And I kind of see it as like training weights, you know how like Piccolo, he has like his weights on. Like if I'm able to keep going with real estate, and I don't want to say if, like when I keep going on with real estate while I'm in college and while I'm still working at Home Depot, my belief is that we're in vertical mode now.
Sorry, I'm trying to charge it while you're...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have to put like too much input onto it. It's what I gotta do. I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you want to look more into?
For this, no, it's fine.
Okay, sorry, I'm impatient.
So,
yeah, but like you're actually like, you read, and you have the perseverance to do that.
oh, well, because I'm reading stuff that like I actually enjoy. I wouldn't be able like
Well, you have been able to. That's the thing. You've been able to.
Yeah, because I enjoy the content that I'm reading. That's the only secret.
Well, the mindset book. You didn't like that one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
And then Thinking We're Rich. Did you finish that?
Yeah, I did.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I didn't retain any of the information. I was reading the words, but like it was going in through one ear and coming out the other.
Yeah. Going through your eye, out your butt.
Yeah, but I mean, from now on, I'm just like making sure the book that I'm going to read is something I'd actually be interested in.
Number one, what's been taking up most of your time? You said work, right? Real estate?
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, we kind of got into that already. You can go first, and then I'll build off
work.
of that.
I'm not going to act like work's like I have a full-time job or anything, because I don't.
Well, so they got you as, are you part-time, or do they have seasonal positions?
They do, but well, I don't know actually, but I'm definitely part-time. I want more.
Yeah.
I kind of want more hours, but at the same time, like, if I really sit down and focus, I could, like, direct my attention towards things that I think could be productive, other than maybe, like, 5 more hours a week or 10 more hours a week at work. If I sit down and, like, direct my attention and focus, I could definitely, like, just do something that helps me grow. I think I was only working like maybe 20 hours at Chick-fil-A a week.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember. I think I was just like worried about spending too much time at work. I never worked like that many hours when it came to part-time jobs and stuff. And I remember like, I'm not even sure what YouTube videos I made back then. Was it gaming?
I don't even think you were coming out with like a lot of videos.
Yeah.
At that time, your posting schedule was pretty scattered.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you were making content that you genuinely enjoyed making. You were making content you thought that would help your channel grow.
Yeah.
And maybe like you did experience some success, like making
I
those.
Didn't. Not with gaming. Not with gaming.
No, I mean like posting those clips.
Oh, that was a separate. That was not at this point yet. But when I was posting the gaming videos and wanting to do YouTube, I'm interested in why and what I was thinking, because those were like, it was necessary for me to do for where I am now. But I'm wondering if I was even thinking about why I was doing gaming.
Right.
Because I wasn't even enjoying it at this point. I think I remember like my friends. None of them played the same games as me, so I was just be like, okay, I have to think of some video to get out, just to try and be a creator. So I don't think I get into it, but that would be...
I think you and I went about things the same way. Like, I went into real estate, like doing cold calling, because I saw a bunch of other successful real estate agents doing that, and that's how they grew their business. And then, like, you were making gaming videos, and you thought that was your way of growing on YouTube. But ultimately, I think in order to achieve long-term success, you have to do what you enjoy. Mm-hmm. You can experience, like, success in the short term by doing things that you don't enjoy, but eventually you're just going to lose interest or burn out because it'll just drain the energy out of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any inspirations you got, bro? Anybody that you looked up to, or that you see where they are at now? Me? No, hell no.
I look up to God.
Okay.
That's
Anywhere.
the person I'll look up to. No, but I mean, I already touched base on that, but my parents really. Because I mean, they were dirt poor, had nothing, and I mean,
Yeah.
look at them now.
Look at them now.
Oh yeah.
So I want to talk about, like, Mr. Beast.
Who do you look up to?
Everyone knows Mr. Beast, bro.
I'm interested about that. Like, do you still keep up with Mr. Beast?
No.
Okay.
I understand what I was saying when I was inspired by him.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of my first impression when it came to a YouTuber taking it as seriously as a business.
Right.
And then once I delved deeper into the entire creator economy, I was able to look at other creators and be inspired by them in little ways, like in almost every creator I see.
Yeah.
So Mr. Beast, he was the first impression, but definitely not the core person that I look up to now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I've kind of noticed that you've lost interest in Mr. Beast. I remember when you FaceTimed me one night and you're like, bro, I want to find Mr. Beast. You're like, I'm going to go to him. And I mean, you had the right intention. It's not like you wanted to go up to him and record a clip with Mr. Beast and post it on YouTube, but like you were following the concept outlined in Think and Grow Rich, where you find a mentor and basically shadow the person. Yeah. And that's what you wanted to do. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to support you with that and go over to North Carolina, or like, who knows if he's in North Carolina. We could have gone all the way there. Like, you were seriously planning that out, like looking at Airbnbs and whatnot.
I might be able to meet him in LA in September.
Oh yeah,
and a bunch of other creators. That's gonna be dope. So it kind of came full circle, serendipitously.
You walk up to Mr. Beast, you like,
hey,
I used to look up to you, but
I create drama. He's like, what did you say?
You're not the man I thought you were.
Nah, but things did go full circle, like being able to have those opportunities of connection with other creators.
Yeah. That used to be like your biggest fear. I remember, like, you didn't even want to entertain the idea, or like, you know what I mean. I'd say, hey man, you gotta like connect with these creators, but you felt like you weren't, I guess, worthy of even interacting with them, which 100% you were. And I mean, we all think, we all have something that we hold ourselves back from doing, but once you actually do it, you're like, oh, this isn't that bad.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, now look at you, you're reaching out to a bunch of people in the crypto industry and learning from them.
Yeah,
So
man.
I mean, you've improved a lot over the past year when it comes to that.
And I'm excited for the future next year, what we'll be doing from then.
Like the amount of people you'll be collaborating with.
Yeah,
like, that's really cool because of how. Yeah, I mean, over this past year, we met like a bunch of amazing people who inspired us and who we learned so much from. And as a result, that's helped us grow as people.
Hell yeah. Next chapter. Let's get.
Well, who's your inspiration
right now?
Yeah. I mean, oh, okay. You already got into your inspiration.
Yeah, back then it was Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Now, it's kind of like just not one person, but I get inspired by multiple. Something I notice somebody's doing well in, and I'm like, okay, I've taken that as a lesson, and maybe I can incorporate that somehow. So I don't really have a specific name in mind. Maybe Yes Theory. I like what they do, the way they talk.
Right. I guess for like each kind of, you have an inspiration for each kind of like
attribute.
Attribute.
Skill.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Skill set. Gotcha.
I mean, I already told you about this, but what I want to really work on is my speaking ability. Like kind of I've always had a problem with putting my thoughts into. Oh shit!
My phone is like, shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear your sob story. I still have the same struggle, but like I've become more comfortable with. I don't even want to say inability. Like I was so hard on myself at that time, just with everything, more self-conscious. But that's like the awesome thing about like us doing this is it's allowed me to have more confidence and be more comfortable with myself. You know, because before then, like I never really opened up about things. Kind of kept things to myself, and that's never good. You always gotta speak what you're feeling. And going into real estate, like my God, just all of like the challenges that I faced from it, and how have been able to grow from those challenges. Like you know, I'm always being put into situations where I have to like figure something out, and that like challenges my mind and keeps it fresh, you know. So I think that's like the great thing about me getting into real estate is it's honestly made me into a much better person.
Maybe just learning as much as I can, like for the next, just absorbing pretty much everything I can that's valuable to like, for the people, everything that's valuable that I possibly can, like surrounding myself with people that are a place that I want to be. And like, okay, I can see where I was getting at. I just didn't have a vivid goal. I don't know if we skipped anything, but
no, we didn't, because I was like talking on and on about, you know, my struggle with speaking, and I don't think I've gotten better at speaking in a way. I've just become better at accepting the fact, you know,
and better at speaking.
I wouldn't say so, honestly. I mean, like it depends, but now I'm just okay with it, you know.
Yeah,
it's not gonna hold me back from doing anything. It'll only hold me back if I let it, you know.
I think what I was getting at was I wanted to be surrounded by mentors in some way, and I think I have. When it came to, it had nothing to do with anything that I was doing, like probably in the entirety of 2020, but 2021 came around, and that spiritual discipline group, the religious group that I was in, Exodus, just being surrounded by older guys who were all dads, who all had their own experiences, and they all were trying to be better people, and I never had been surrounded by mentors in that way, besides you and what we have with the accountability. And so short term, I very serendipitously got that.
That's a big word. Yeah, and I think you quite honestly achieved that goal. I mean, with the group that you got in contact with at Exodus 90, it's always good to have many perspectives, because I mean the advice that I give you, I mean, who knows whether that's right or wrong. So to be able to talk to more people and hear their perspective of things, you know, I think that's always great. You need to have like a council
circle. Oh yeah. And we'll keep meeting people throughout our entire lives, both of us.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be freaking exciting.
I am on a path to enlighten.
I guess one short-term goal for me.
God. Dude, was I on like fucking shrooms or some shit during this video?
Taking investment, like growing pretty much my investment portfolio through
yeah, definitely, dude.
By next year, we definitely want to reach a certain number, like
by the end of this year or like next.
By like next year, within maybe half a year. I definitely want to reach a certain
So what are you
number.
at right now? Because you're just investing
I
in
am at
Robinhood,
1,000,
right?
which is...
No, that's really good. What's your dividend yield off of that? Have you been investing in dividends?
Oh, I'm not... No, I'm more focused on trying to learn growth stocks, and definitely more like value and dividend. I want to learn dividend and value more. So I'm gonna cut myself off because I hate hearing myself talk. Nah, I knew what I was getting at, but I didn't understand. What was the number that I put out? Did I have a number?
You said you currently had $1,000 invested.
Yeah, and then you asked me about dividends, which my whole mindset about that, I don't think we want to get into it, but I'm still passionate about growth investing.
Yeah, I think I don't think you were even invested in like dividend investing. It's just because I was constantly blabbering about it, how this is the way to go. You know, you can passively receive
that's
money from your stocks.
If that's what you.
No, that's not my mindset anymore.
Oh yeah.
Because you get taxed more through dividends. Yeah. So, but I mean, holding stocks for the long term, I mean, there's more tax incentives behind that, but the income that you generate through dividends, that's taxed on like regular income.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I mean, like any dividend, a very well diversified dividend portfolio will only generate at most 6%, and those aren't crazy gains. You know, you're not going to become rich off of that. Mm-hmm. So I think everyone should have should be invested into dividends, but not have all their life savings into it. It should be a part of, like a portion of their portfolio rather than the whole portfolio.
What's your mindset on investing now? Is that something you focus on now, or you kind of?
Yeah. No, because like my time is limited now. Like I don't have the time to do research into specific stocks. Mm-hmm. I wish I could, because I mean that's the best way to grow your wealth. But right now, rather than waiting to invest, I'm just putting my money into like broad ETFs, so that I'm frequently investing in the market into all types of stocks rather than not investing at all. And even though that's the safest way, it's not the best way. What you're doing, I mean, you're gonna become wealthy off of that by like spending an
not financial advice.
Not
financial advice.
Don't throw all your money into Dogecoin. But yeah, I think like to become great at anything, you have to be unidimensional and put all of your focus and effort into that one thing and just perfect it. Mm-hmm. You know,
and that's what you're doing with real estate,
right? So since my main focus is real estate, I don't want to take away from that by putting a lot of time into researching stocks. All right. And I mean, eventually, as I make my real estate business more passive and I can take more steps back from it, then that's when I would like venture into other things.
Turn it into muscle.
My poop is liquid.
What's the context behind that?
I don't know, bro. Oh, healthy eating?
Oh.
Yeah. So don't be like setting some
150.
Yeah. I think that'd be unhealthy. that'd be a pound a day.
I actually don't know how much I weigh.
I remember you weighing 117, 116, somewhere around that. Yeah.
Okay. That's
yeah.
Cool. I'm honestly like way less conscious about that now. I don't know why. I think just growing up, I was worried about being skinny. Mm-hmm. But it's not really something I think about now.
Yeah. No, and I don't think, for me, it's not really my appearance that I don't work out in order to give off a good appearance. Mm-hmm. It's more so to keep my body in shape, you know, because at the level I work at, our bodies are like machines, and if we don't keep it well oiled, then it's just gonna break apart.
Yeah. And
you know, I don't trade up sleep for more hours of work. I get my 8 hours of sleep. I mean, last night I didn't, but most of the time I strive to get a good amount of sleep. I try to eat well, and I continue working out at least 3 times a week, because if I want to be able to keep going at the rate I'm at right now for the long term, I need to make sure that my body is with me, that I'm taking good care of it. Because once my body lets up, then, you know, I'm screwed.
Yeah, very important. You don't have to sacrifice health for success.
And that's what Gary Vee says. Like, someone asked him, you know, how do you get sleep, man? And he says, I get sleep. I just make sure every waking hour that I make the most out of it. And I think the same way. I try to make the most out of the time that I'm awake.
So selfishly, I'm gonna ask, even though it's not in the video, do you still watch like motivational videos?
Oh yeah, that's actually I've involuntarily made that a part of my morning routine. Like it's weird to I'll get out of bed, use the bathroom, read morning brew, and then like while I'm taking my shower, I listen to motivational videos. And as I'm getting prepared for the day, just like listening to that gets me into the mood. Because every morning, like when I'm laying in bed, I just don't want to get up.
Yeah.
But once like I throw my pillow on the ground and I step out of the bed, like that, everything that I'm feeling, everything that's holding me back from starting my day, just completely like goes away.
I don't think it's realistic for me to be done with my courses at the end of the month, but I at least want to be 60% of the way complete. Because I've been slacking off on that shit. Like, I wish I could be studying and doing those courses for like longer periods of time. But like, I cap out at around 3 hours. Whenever I'm like doing it for the day. And like, I'll get caught up with other things, but
me looking at myself, like my past self, I'm like, man, you were fucking lazy. Like, at that time, I was, working more than I ever did. And it's crazy, like, I'm sure you think the same way. Like, a couple of months back, you're probably like, wow, I'm really productive right now. This is a good month. And then the next month after that, you're working more than ever. And it just becomes, like, you build off of that,
Yeah, when I think around this time I was like capped out at 20 hours a week at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work that much hours. I don't even know
just
why.
Just in general.
Yeah. Striving for your like this monthly check-ins really helps keep you accountable to that. Cuz you can fake it for a while. Like, I'm productive.
Yeah. I'm doing good, but yeah, I mean at the end of the month, like, I know that I gotta be coming back with something, like some level of progress, or not necessarily progress, but like me putting in the effort to get to that progress.
Some level of effort.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself? Maybe we already did 5 years, right? Where do you see yourself 1 year?
Well, in 5 years, I want to get my own billboard, so the sky's the fucking limit.
I want to start like working for a brokerage, not as a real estate agent, but as an assistant or an intern. And if I do work as a real estate agent, I'd only want to be doing leases, because I don't think I'd have like enough knowledge to really go into representing someone as like a buyer or a seller.
Don't say that.
And, like, leases are
You got it, bro. You got it done. You got it done. Let's go. So, like, my competitor's gonna clip that and be like, "Listen, he doesn't have the confidence in representing you as his buyer or seller." Freaking crazy. I represented a seller and a buyer, and they're both the same people. But yeah, it's cool how I was able to get to that point right now. Like, I didn't think it would all happen this quickly. And it's freaking crazy, man. Like, I'm 19 years old. I don't even own my own house.
Yeah.
I sold someone's house, and I'm in the process of helping them buy one now. And I mean, same to you as well. Like, how many people can say that they have hundreds of people who watch them on a daily basis? Like, hundreds is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
For like an average person, like my neighbor down there, that probably barely dozens of people know them,
Hey, don't roast Samuel like that. Yeah. I definitely would be taking you to, it's not that I don't take it serious now, but I definitely want to see some improvement in what I make, how I feel about what I make, and just you definitely like being more confident and trying new things, meeting new people. And I'd be 18, shit. I'd be almost 19 by that age. Yeah. I would definitely want to be pretty, not like, I wouldn't use the word successful as if I've like made it, but in my investment portfolio, definitely want to have like 75.
Bro, are you about to say $75,000?
No, I was gonna say 7,500.
7,500.
Because I mean, I sure hope you're gonna have a Roth IRA account by that time.
Where's that Roth IRA account? What's the reason for not starting a Roth IRA account?
I don't have one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know. What's your reason for not making one?
Okay, hold on, because I want to touch on the first 2 points. I want to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So what did I say? Meeting new people, more confident in front of the camera, which I'm very grateful to be in that position now, where I have a podcast, and I love that process.
Yeah.
I'm just meeting people.
And you're able to talk to people so candidly.
I thank you, man.
Like, I look up to you for that, being able to just put yourself out there and talk to people that you never met before.
It's still pretty scary before I turn on the camera, join the Zoom call. I still get those jitters, but
but I mean, once you start doing it, you know, it's like all of like that fear just goes away.
Yeah. And the investment portfolio. I'm less interested now about what it is like next year, or I'm less interested in like what I want it to be short term. The reason why I put most of my money right now into Cardano is because I see it much more than... I even see it more successful. I can't really compare Tesla and Cardano because they're two very different things. Like a company versus a blockchain, which is what Cardano is. But I do see everything that Cardano is. I don't see that going anywhere.
It's kind of like the invention of the light bulb, right? Like, you can't compare it to anything because, I mean, what was there before a light bulb? A candle? You know?
Yeah.
So it's incomparable. Yeah.
But
people don't really know what it is yet, or like what it's do. They know like the concept of it and, you know, what it's capable of doing, but it's never it hasn't been fully implemented, I guess, to the point where it wants to be, ideally, right?
Yeah, it's still baby. We're still early.
Right.
And then about the Roth IRA, I honestly just haven't like thought about it at all.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me like what a Roth IRA does?
Well, I mean, the great thing about the Roth IRA is the money you put in, you can take out anytime. You know, and it's just a way to protect yourself against taxes in the future. You know, you don't want to. I mean, obviously, ideally, when we're 59, we won't have to worry about how much money is in our Roth IRA. But you don't want to take the chance of being 59 years old and being like, oh shit, the government's not giving us Social Security anymore. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like something to set to the side and just completely forget about.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can invest in anything you want in a Roth.
Well, not cryptocurrencies.
Like, do you have money like in a savings account?
Yeah.
So I mean, why not put that money in the savings account and put it in the Roth? And if you need to take it out, you can do that. There's a cap to an amount that you can put in every year. But you know, any of the gains that you make in that account, you don't have to pay taxes on.
So why not put in an investment?
Because eventually, like, when you sell those stocks, you're gonna have to pay capital gains on it. I mean, like, capital gains taxes right now are great, but you know, you still got to pay taxes on it.
Why not invest into my business?
Well, yeah, that as well. I think you don't have to go all in on the Roth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I was just saying, like, the way I'm thinking about my YouTube channel is going to be a business, so I'm less interested in thinking about, I guess, Roth IRA, because I'm going to be fully committed to business and then investment portfolio when it comes to high gain or high growth, whether it's stocks or crypto.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, like, being younger, we have the luxury of taking on that risk.
Yeah.
investing in more volatile stocks and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't think it's like absolutely necessary. It's just my way of thinking, and like I see that as something that I can give to my children in the future. Like the money that I've amassed there, that could be for them for whatever it is they want to do. If they want to go to college, there you go, have at it. If you want to become a real estate agent, there you go. Use this money to take your classes and fund your marketing. But I wish that I was more open to investing into my business, because I'm okay with putting my money into ETFs and whatnot, but every time I spend money to something that will benefit my business, it's still like I'm like a penny pincher, which I shouldn't be, because we should view our businesses as an investment. And in order for it to grow, you need to put money into it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I think we might have flip-flopped on that because I used to be very nervous about spending money, but I think the computer was like the first. That wasn't even my money. I spent like maybe 100 out of the 600 there.
Yeah,
but I think the camera, that definitely like forced me along with this.
that's a tax write-off.
Oh yeah, I'm saying like that broke the mental barrier.
Right after
being a penny pincher.
Yeah, I mean, when you spent the money on the computer and like the results you notice from getting that computer, how much easier it made your life.
Yeah.
And how much more productive you were able to be because of it. I guess that's what made you realize, like, hey, you gotta just suck it up, spend that money in order to help yourself grow. So.
Do you want to also end off like these episodes with like advice we could give to one another?
Advice for you? You think I have advice for you?
You give me advice, I give you advice. We're demonstrating how you in a friendship you should be, building off of one another.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. And I'd also be like speaking upon myself, because like advice should be given off of like your own experience.
Yeah.
So my advice to you is like, don't be indecisive with, things that you already have set your mind to. Like, deep within your heart, you want to be a YouTuber, a successful one, in fact. So don't have like these thoughts behind your mind about like, oh, I'm not ready, and then like, what if? Nothing's set in stone until you actually like go on to the journey of like achieving that goal that you have in mind. Because the one thing that like really sets a person back is being indecisive about things that they already know they want to do. Like, if you're not completely sure about something, then by all means, like, only go for it when you think you're ready. But realistically, you're never going to be ready for anything that you get yourself into. There's no such thing as being fully prepared. But, as long as you have, the work ethic and you're willing to put in the work to, kind of achieve that goal, like, I already know, like, you're going to be able to do anything, man. And I mean, I don't know why you didn't set this goal, but like, I fucking see you I'm being realistic about this. I'm not like trying to fucking gas you up or some shit. Like, he's going to be at $1 million by the end of the year. Fuck that. Hey, like, this journey that you're going on in YouTube, it's not gonna be fucking like you ain't going up like you're some rocket ship. It's gonna take a lot of work on your hand to get to where you want to be. But like I said, things like YouTube or commission-based jobs, it's exponential. So once you like get the ball rolling, as long as you're maintaining what you have, worked so hard to get started up, like, you're set, bro. I think you'd be at like 10,000 subs by next year.
Okay, so I think I was definitely right about the fact that it takes time to grow any business, whether it's a YouTube channel, a real estate business. But I think like my thinking I didn't understand at the time how hard it is to grow on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I mean, getting to, you're at 1,400 subscribers, right? Like right around there.
Yeah.
That's really good, I mean, for 1 year. And I mean, you've only started taking it seriously for a couple months now.
Yeah.
Like, if you were going at it the way you are now, like at this time, I mean, yeah, you'd probably be way farther.
If I started doing what I do now.
But that's not realistic. You were still in the process of figuring out what it is, like, why you're doing YouTube. And you have that figured out now. So, I mean, now you're unstoppable. Because when someone has figured out what their why is, then, you know, if they stick with it, sky's the limit for them. But yeah, I think what I was saying, like I still agree with that, is that confidence is created through action. You can't get in the habit of starting something and stopping it. It becomes a point where, you know, it's just not going to be healthy for you because you're training your mind to just back out of something after you start it. I think even if you don't enjoy something, you just got to stick with it for a bit and, you know, train your mind to be committed.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you, man. It's not healthy what I was doing with reading. And I started reading this book that I'm really interested in, like, recently. And also, outside of reading, like, my mindset when it came to editing, I was so miserable. But I stuck through with it. And now we got that program that really helps.
Oh, man.
I just found out about it, like, yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's extremely
really
exciting.
Oh, man, so you only had it for 1 day?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Wow.
So it's going to be cool.
I'm sure it costs an arm and a leg.
It's only $15 a month, actually.
Oh. Well, that's not bad at all.
I know.
That'll save you so much time and, like, so much misery.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I agree with you. Like, I started putting a little more effort into editing my videos, and the repetitiveness, it's not even that it's hard to edit, it's just like doing the same thing over and over.
Alright, my advice for you, you said it should be based off what I've experienced or maybe can understand, and I think that would just be yourself, bro. Like, you know, people are gonna, whatever you might think in the back of your mind or something like that, you can definitely, it's still gonna be there, but as long as you're making stuff happen and you know that you're constantly improving yourself and growing as a person, you could for sure, like, you could definitely, like, you're just always growing, bro, and you're always being yourself. And you know, that's one thing I admire, and one thing that I encourage you to keep doing, you know. And you're always, yeah. And it's like, bro, you may have, like, insecurities. Everyone has insecurities, bro. And it's like, I don't know how to put this into words, but the fact that you're just putting effort into trying, like, confronting it, that's a W, bro. What I was trying to get at is just, like, you were dealing with you were being really hard on yourself, like, for example, the way you were speaking, which I never saw as a problem. And all other insecurities, I'm sure, like, self-doubt. I know you brought up a couple months when we would be in this monthly check-in.
Yeah.
You would always bring up self-doubt. But the thing I look up to is that you confront it. You don't hide it from it. And even if you do, you recognize it and you keep going. And maybe some advice now I'll give you. I don't know how accurate it is because I don't spend as much time with you as I used to. Like, it's only once a month now.
Yeah, I know. That's so sad. Hey, but I mean, we're focused, man. That, I mean,
yeah.
Like, I don't spend time with, like, anyone else, really. And that's just, I guess the sad reality of things is the level of success we want, you got to put in the grind and you got to make a lot of sacrifices. Mm-hmm. But at the end, every time I just, like, picture myself, like, you know, happy with, like, my future family. That's what I'm spending all this time working for. Mm-hmm. Is, you know, I may not be living my 20s, but the rest of my life. That's what I'm trying to live for.
Yeah, and it's something that I learned this year that I want to kind of pass on, that way of thinking, and really like I got you in a prayer, like one prayer every day, every night, you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I go to sleep.
One of I think the strongest people and the most, not successful, but the most pleased people are saints, which those are the people who recognize God is at the center of everything. And you might not really understand that, and I barely understand it. It's something that I'm realizing now, the more I get into my faith, is God is working through us in certain ways, and to strengthen that, you don't have to rely on your own abilities, because it's almost alleviating. It's extremely alleviating to believe in God working through you. And so I guess a more straightforward advice would be, just don't forget God, you know.
No, absolutely. And that was my main concern before, is I feel like I've been blessed so much in my life that I don't want to be the person to only ask for God when I need him. You know, I want to always try to devote more time to him, because he's devoted everything to me. My advice to you is, and I've started to do this recently, is to have one word to remind you of what your why is. You know, to bring you back when you're experiencing doubt, when you feel like giving up, when everything just doesn't seem like it's going your way. Have one word that you just say to yourself, and it just gives you a sense of relief. And my word is empire. Because when I say that to myself, like it gives me chills. And when I say empire, it reminds me that great things take time. I'm in it for the long run, and you know, if I just rush things, then you know that won't create an empire, you know. So
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, just like you say that word to yourself.
I know the word.
Yeah. What's
Sainthood.
it?
I want to be a saint.
Saint?
Sainthood. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like, it's really effective. Like, I'll just be having those silent moments to myself where I'm like, man, what am I doing here? Like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. You know, I shouldn't be doing this. There's no way I'm gonna make it. And you know, like, regardless of how well you're doing, you're always gonna have some form of doubt. You know, everybody experiences doubt, regardless of where they're at. But yeah, I can't quit, man. I mean, real estate is my future, and if I can't commit to something that I'm passionate about, then how can I expect to commit to something that I'm not? You know, and like I said, real estate is my future, and I'm gonna see it through, no matter how long it takes and no matter how hard it gets. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, do you want to leave anything?
No, we'll see you next month.